Most people will never have to wrestle with the strange feeling that comes from watching movies. Or, in this case, a whole multi-chapter serial, new episodes every Monday, about their own private lives. But then again, most people aren't orphans kidnapped at a young age by evildoers posing as distant relatives to get their hands on the Berryman fortune. And even fewer people, having been kidnapped by villainous cousins, have found themselves escaping captivity thanks to the nimble arms and quick mind of a young photoplay actress. And really, probably just about nobody since the beginning of time can have had the especially complicated experience of being kidnapped, escaping with the help of an actress in the movies, and then taking on a new name, Bella Mae Goodwin, and hiding out for the long term in the little photoplay-producing town of Fort Lee, New Jersey, while loved and protected by a movie-making family, the Darlings of matchless photoplay. This extremely unlikely series of events was, however, the story of our Victorine's life, as it had dramatically unfolded a little more than a year ago now. As far as the world knew, the Berryman heiress had disappeared, had been lost, had vanished. It was a mystery, and like all mysteries that involve young orphans, dastardly criminals, and a huge fortune that would eventually come to the missing heiress when she turned 21, years and years from now, it could be counted on to pop back up in the public imagination from time to time, especially over the last 12 weeks, when that rival Fort Lee movie studio, Phoenix Photoplay, had started running its serial adventure, The Vanishing of Victorine, in which a story, plucked from the headlines, had been spun into an epic adventure and fantasy, complete with chases through the icy Alps and a scene or two in the deserts of Arizona. Plus, an assortment of absolutely terrible and very entertaining perils for their version of Victorine, played by a blonde-haired actress who was at least 25 years of age and perhaps a few more years on than that. This was absolutely ridiculous, considering that the real Victorine had hair that could perhaps best be described as anonymous brown, and was still only 13. And the ticket man had been right. The episode this week ended with a sickening hint of romance. That young detective and would-be suitor of the vanished Victorine, Jim Brown, entirely fictional, of course, finding the lost heiress's emerald brooch in the sand of that oceanside cave, and turning to the camera with tears in his eyes. "Ugh," thought the real Victorine several times over. "Ugh, ugh, ugh."